live stream. I'll be honest, because I'm just forgetting them. Okay, I'm just forgetting to schedule it. So already did warm up, already trained Chris, and basically just gonna carve the nuances in my technique and the combinations that I'm doing. You know, just do a little bit of smart work. I'm quite sore from yesterday and the day before. Like, I'm a little bit warmed up, but again, it's still a little bit painful. So yeah, no, not very hard impact. I'm not gonna go too heavy, way too many punches or anything like that. Just gonna, as I said, focused on the certain nuances. Okay, so let me just put my hair like this. That should be fine. And yeah, so I'm actually gonna use live stream as the mirror, and I'm gonna do a little bit of shadow boxing here. So yeah, let me just adjust the thing. Yep. What's that? That's me. Okay. Ah, hi. Hi, Cyborg. Hope you're doing well. But anyways, yeah, today a nuance work. I'm still sore from a previous training, so I'm not gonna go way too heavy. Like, you know, gotta keep it normal. Let myself recover. But who said I cannot do technique? I cannot focus on the details. So the one thing is, like, I want to fix my, like, sometimes I rotate way too much on the front. I had that bad habit from before, and that would, you know, prevent me from throwing a proper cross, and that's why I want to work on that. So there's a certain stance. My left leg, that's a left leg, this is orthodox stance, is forward, but instead of going to be like this, I'm actually going to try to keep it, it's almost frontal, just my front leg is forward, that's it. So that allows me to be, instead of be way too much like this, be in that stance. And it's like not the right or wrong in this case, it's just about being able to readjust what depending what works for you. So I'm like standing like this, keeping my leg a little bit more forward, bump, bump, okay? So same, keeping my hands up. I like to reflect punches, catch them. So to me, bump, bump, for example, like combos like bump, jab, bump, 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 down, da, da. You know, keeping it a little bit front, bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. Doing shifts and pivot. Bump, bump, bump. Trying to keep the head up. Just 1 second. Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Just gonna keep my hair up so it doesn't stick to my back. Yeah, depending what works for you, you know. Some people just like they're like, you know, doing the very open style. To me, I'm not that tall, so it makes sense to be able to throw punches from that angle. So not only straight, but bam, kind of get in. That is like the best angle to get a taller opponent. So okay, keeping up, and you see I'm moving my body, but I'm not keeping my hands here, because if you do this, yes, you can potentially reflect punches, but it just, you know, my style, I like to keep my hands here. Okay, bam, 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 bam. Okay, using important nuance, using the like a phantom step, like this. So just see how much it cuts the distance. Like this step, getting there, you know, like. So that one is very helpful to get in in a closer range. And I believe that this is something you don't do just a little step and just throw a combo. Give it a real purpose. So keep getting on my stance, slightly having a head movement, but I'm not moving like, way too much like this, like Tyson used to do. Not spending my energy on this one. Papa. And as you notice, 1, 2, and I leave it. It doesn't have to be a full-scale punch. I just leave it to protect myself. Just in any case. It can be hook as well. So those kind of things also work. Not everything has to be a hard punch. Some things are just to prevent yourself from getting punched back. Nice to see your live stream. Hi. It's live, guys. Like in Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, that's true. Okay, hi everyone, guys. Sorry, I'm not being able to see chat that much. I'm not gonna. I want to keep going with my training. Okay, I'll keep scrolling up. To cross as an opposed to asleep. Yes, that's true. Just came across, recently started boxing. Good for you. Don't give up on it. Anyways, so you see, I'm not standing like this. I'm standing actually quite half frontal, because to me, as I said, the right goes better. So instead of being here and doing too much rotation, too much movement, being like a half a papa, it's already doesn't take that much of the movement, meaning that essentially it is faster. I'm also sharing what works for me, so I'm trying to show what works for me and explain the mechanics behind it. Okay, keeping hands here, bump, 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 for example. You can do whatever combo. The point is just, you working and bump, bump. So at times, you're not wasting your energy to just go combos, because that can be predictable. I'm fighting, bam, bam. So you see, it was just a single punch to the stomach. So focus in the head. And here, as I said, I just throw this one just to prevent myself from getting punched. It's not really an impact punch. It can be. I can do like one to the stomach, and you see, I'm not standing here. Slightly shifting on the side, just in case to slip it up. You can keep it here, but basically this is good enough. And then you boom, go up, and then so again, keep my stance in the right place, and okay, same. So you can go stomach and bump. If you look at the distance, I'm quite far, okay? Like I'm showing that I'm far, don't know what to do kind of thing, here. And then I do like bump, bump. So kind of from the beginning, my stance is a little bit like that front leg creates that like a buffer, So I'm like, and a little bit upper angle if the opponent is taller, if their chin is here, okay? And then like bump, 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 bump. And boom, of course, you gotta watch your opponent, what they're doing at this point. So yeah, keep working. Today, I'm just working on certain details, trying to adjust some mistakes, and also, just talking. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Thank you for engaging in the chat. Appreciate it. Well, my husband says, losers, assholes get kicked quick. He's one of the moderators, so watch yourself. Don't be disrespectful in the chat, and you will not gonna get kicked from the channel. Okay, keep scrolling. Why did I say keep scrolling? Okay, so this is a Southpaw stance, and I genuinely really want to do something like, you see, like I'm in the orthodox, and then all of a sudden I just do this. Boom, boom. Okay? So I never tried it. I never switched stances. But there are certain things that I really want to try. And you don't only try it on sparring. Like, you gotta train it a little bit before actually trying it on sparring. So that's what I do right now. So for example, moving, throwing, like blocking, boom, 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 boom. You see? I think Crawford does something like that. Like, I've seen him doing kind of like boom, switching stances and would it be better to carry a gun or a paper? Well, gun and paper not gonna make you fit and fast and agile. So yeah, it's boxing is not only for fighting, guys. It's a sport. It's an art. Yeah. Okay. Vincent says, okay, last week I was wrong. Dricus had nothing for Chimaev. Well, I passed my bet. I did 50 push-ups. Yeah, I mean, it was... Dricus, they did the one thing. He definitely prevented himself from getting choked out. And he's good at BJJ. Chimaev himself said when he got the signal from his coach to go choke him out, submit him, he tried. He ended up under Dricus in the end, despite him being exhausted, tired. So that guy is tough. He has the stamina, but Khamzat's stamina was also way better, and his game plan was basically very safe, very smart. A wrestling control. That's what he did in that position. You know, at crucifiers, all that kind of stuff. When you have that, it's just almost impossible to do anything. I'm surprised that DDP was not submitted way before. So I kind of give him a credit for, you know, surviving it, but that's the point. That was the game plan for Khamzat. Khamzat literally dominated the entire fight, and he just took the win. That's it, you know, and yeah. So unless there's someone who is as elite wrestler and also a better striker, like a very solid, like basically a perfect fighter, I don't see anyone taking out Khamzat at this point. We'll see how DDP trains. His coach said that they're gonna take time off and they're actually gonna focus on wrestling. So we'll see. Anyone else? The middleweight division is full of strikers, so I don't know. I don't see anyone taking him out at this point. But anyways, guys, keep going on, okay? So again, same combo. So I'm like this, 1, 2, and you see, bum, bum. So I'm switching the stance, like 1, 2, 2, 2. It's an interesting way, actually. I never tried it, but I'm just trying it out a little bit. So like, you know, da 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 da. So right in the way, like bum, 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 bum. You know, like I switch the stance. I kind of already I am set up. Like I come here, imagine my opponent. This is what they anticipate, and then all of a sudden I just keep going on. So it cuts the distance way more significantly. So just to see, I'll show you. So this is how it looks. Like boom, 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 boom. Like you see, I came from here to here. Okay, so obviously you're gonna have to keep the balance properly, that kind of stuff. But it seems to be something interesting that I would willing to try on the spine. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, Cyber Boxing, thank you. Thank you for the super chat donation. Appreciate it. That helps to, well, basically keep that channel monetizing and grow the channel. So I really do appreciate it. Shout out to you. When you're gonna do an MMA fight? Looking forward to boxing fight, guys. I'm not looking forward to do MMA. Pro boxing potentially, start building up the record. Already training to increase my conditioning to the competitive level. That's my goal at this point. Okay. Okay. You're walking into your left hook, but it's okay. First of all, it's not 100%. Second of all, like, have you seen elite boxers like Manny Pacquiao, for example? Like Manny Pacquiao, like he literally just comes in, he gets that punch, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes you get that one punch, but you land straight. So it's not like being perfect about like I'm not gonna get hit. Not everything is Mayweather style. Sometimes it's good, and as I see, like for example, that might work with the Southpaw. And like I have a friend, and with the Southpaw you gotta work with the like outside step, and it's kind of can be quite a pain in the butt because they are used to it. You're not as much as they do. And like for example, you do 1, 2, and all of a sudden you don't open there. You do like 1, 2, bump, bump. That combo you can use every now and then, and that can be very unexpected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just basically switching the stance, you know, like you can do that on the same spot. You can do just like 1, bump, bump, kind of thing, you know. Switching stances is that can distract you, that's for sure. Yeah, keep scrolling up, guys. Who you think is better, Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano? Well, Amanda Serrano is like a brawler. She's very strong. She's like a solid brawler, good boxer. Taylor has a very good defensive boxing. She can be offensive too, but she usually is not offensive with someone stronger than her, which is like was Amanda Serrano. I think Serrano won second fight, but first and the last one, especially last one, Taylor took it for sure. Okay, let's add some whiffs and some sleeps and stuff. For example, the one combo I really do like is 1, 2, just sleep right there, and I do a little bit of step in, kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, my leg is kind of like, I'm not hesitating to kind of sleep in the same spot because I want to get there. It doesn't matter to me like how do I do that, as long as it works I would do it. So it's like I'm working, pump, like pump, pump, throw it. Even if it didn't land, let's say those punches didn't get there, I kind of sleep with a step in. So right leg comes in with a slap, sleep, and boom. And you can finish it with hook, for example, like that. Boom, 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 boom. The reason why I do that in the end is just to be able to catch the fight, catch the a left punch or a counter punch, just in case. Okay, hi everyone, guys. Thank you for coming. Okay, palm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So let's work on this combo. I can do it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So here between, like if so, for you to see the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. Hi. Hey, Jay Foots. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat donation. It's very sweet of you. Guys, as I said, I really do appreciate it. Okay. A hard worker. Yeah, definitely. I try to combine hard work and smart work because you gotta keep it all together. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. So yeah, those combos were back. Let's add some defensive stuff too. For example, I'm like pump, 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 pump. I get in. Okay, this is quite a realistic combo because it's literally simple. You just want to throw. Obviously, you want to get on a sleep, even if there is no punch. You just want to kind of get in more, and you do like pump, pump, and then you cannot just stay there. You rather have to go back, or if they come on you, you can go defensive. Okay. Sometimes that happens that they kind of get the punch and they try to get on you. Okay. So what you would want to do is, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 2 jabs, for example, or like 1, 2 on the way back, like in a defensive form. So again, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. not overcomplicating it. I'm not doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10 punches on the way back, because most likely that's not gonna happen. But it's very common that like you would do this and you try to get on the fence after getting those punches, and leaving 1, 2 on the way of the backup is always a good idea. Okay? Keep scrolling up, guys. I see a Muay Thai background. Guys, no Muay Thai background whatsoever. Only boxing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put on the gloves now. Okay? I'll put on the gloves and we'll do it more. Yeah, you can see it better now from here. Let's try to work these combos on the back. I feel quite warmed up. I'm not sore anymore, which is good. And still, no intensity. I'm not doing grounds. I'm not going heavy. I'm just working at a combo at the time, and that's basically it. Okay. So I get in 1, 2. The only problem with the back, like with the pads, it's better. For example, I'm just gonna first 2 punches. I'm just gonna do in the air. Okay, because my point is not just do this, okay? This is more like this is conditioning, this is a heavy back work. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to use it as a real opponent, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done, for example, okay? Like that kind of combo. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Again, okay? 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna keep it relaxed. One thing you want to do is just to keep it relaxed. Already be comfortable in the form that you are, with your defense up, with your guard up, and then you snap, okay? For women, it's even harder. We're not as explosive as you guys, as men. So I think we can, as a woman, you gotta work on it even harder to become snappy. So again, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And more. Keep working on the same combo, okay? I'm like, that's one way to go. It's like so I never did that before. I'm struggling with it, but it's just a good habit to have when you do like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Just go under there, switch direction, that's it. So you kind of lay under there because you're already close enough to your opponent. And if those punches landed, it is already, it is already kind of set it up. You set it up for yourself. Okay. Keep going, same combo. Okay. Because I guess you cannot just come like this, okay? This is predictable. This can be dangerous. He's like 1, 2, sleep, bum, 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 bum. So just working on the same combo. I can go even further. Let's see. Okay. Bum. And one more time. Have you ever had a fight? I had amateur fights, a little bit, official ones. I had a lot of open ring sparrings and fights. Had some, I was in Dagestan in the championship, in the tournament, but they didn't let me compete because I was 17. So I did like sparring there, that kind of experience. And then I did a little bit of sparring, partner work with others. But now I'm looking forward to get back to boxing myself. Actually start a professional record gradually, step by step. So right now I'm working on my conditioning, working on my combos, and sharing my journey on my YouTube. You can check it out. You can see I'm live streaming quite a lot lately. and yeah, a lot of it is my training. As a boxer, you're more on the shorter side, on the taller side. Do you prefer to stick and move, or do you prefer to pressure? As I said, I want to do pressuring. Like my goal is pressure, 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 but if you're just pressuring and you don't have a good defensive boxing, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna have your, they're gonna use your pressure against your own ass. So that's why I do combos, for example, like this. Again, let's add up. So I do like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I came in, but also what I can do is like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, bam. Backing up, okay? Because in the beginning, especially, the fight is you checking in, you do the points, you know, you see, like you land the impact, you go in. This is the beauty of the boxing. And then when you see the opportunity, obviously, you go more in. For example, you would do like same combo. For example, just saying, a little explosion, but it's already attacking from different angles. Okay, that's a good way to train too. So now I'm gonna try to do, once I get there, I finish this one, sleep, and then I do whatever. I'd rather go on the side, pump, 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 you know, ta ta, like I did before, or I do something else. So basically, leaving more punches, more impact. So yeah, but as I said, I'm not going too heavy now. I had a heavy session yesterday. I had a heavy cardio session today, like in intervals. And yeah, basically just today, just a smart work. Just working on certain nuances. Okay. I didn't know you existed until you just now. What's your point? Training. You gotta join me. Okay. What about uppercut? Yeah, you can throw an uppercut. I don't know, like on the back, heavy back. I don't. Even though one of my favorite combos is like jab foot uppercut, like from here. Again, just didn't do that in the previous combo. So you can do the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, it's like after 1, 2, 3, you can do basically whatever works and work on the different variations of it. But what if the back hits you back? Trust me, guys, I'm looking forward for this. That's the beauty of it. I'm training now a certain thing, certain angles, so I am able to do that on the ring. And when I do the technical sparrings, you know, for example, it's not just 1, 2. Actually, let's work on one thing. So now I'm a long distance, but it's also like already an attack distance. And I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you notice, I'm not just doing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the same spot. What I do is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm walking diagonally. Okay, so okay, again. Like something like that, for example. Those little shifts and angles really do help. I really do. You're going to be next female fighter Canelo of ours. Guys, you have no idea how much of the compliment is. I have a lot to prove, but I'm excited about the journey. Like this YouTube, showing you all of that kind of stuff, that's just exciting. I'm more of a coach. I'm actually a personal trainer. I train people for health and conditioning and strength. I do some boxing training too. I haven't trained professionals yet, but I find myself more of a coach. But also when I started this YouTube and I started showing some stuff and getting better conditioning, people were like, my husband was like, my friend who is actually a boxer, in 20 days she has the world championship in amateur boxing, and other people, they were like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, when is your fight? And I was like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I do that? So I'm very excited to show that part of the journey as well, because it is exciting. I think it's possible for everyone to do it. It's just a right plan, right preparation, right people around you, right goals, and you know, some scientific knowledge, you know, like some experience, and it's just like accumulates together, and it's possible as long as you, and the main thing, consistency and dedication, and refusing to give up. Okay, so again, so I'm doing the same combo as I said. See the difference? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the same, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Especially in the last one, I do 1, 2, 3, 4. You see where I am already? I can go like from the angle now. I'm already on the angle. So even the way you move, you know, like it's those slight shifts are making the difference. I'll do it one more time. I'll do in the same spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I do 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. I never took steroids, by the way. I mean, I don't know, maybe I look like one, but I take supplements. That's all I do. Are you going for UFC women lightweight division, boxing, pro boxing, lightweight division? Most likely pro boxing, because it just no matter of creating a record. But okay, so let's work on some other stuff too. So let me think what we can do. Like actually, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work a little bit on this on the left southpaw. So again, I'm not the southpaw. Jab, 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 bump. That's a good exercise. So you stand in front of the bag, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bump. And you can do both sides. It doesn't matter. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I might not be too efficient in the southpaw because I'm not very used to it, but it's okay. And this jab doesn't have to be necessarily too hard. It's about more like doing full range, train it, and just to make it fast. Okay, let's do it on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously way better on my orthodox style. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know why I'm counting out loud, but yeah, that's the way it is. Her strong side is moving to the right. Must be easier moving left. I mean, I don't know. I didn't understand exactly the question, but I'm an orthodox. I'm the right-handed, and if you're right-handed, your left side actually goes forward. If you're southpaw, your right side goes forward. That's how it is originally. And well, after years of boxing, there's interesting stuff. I actually do a lot of things, lifting, grabbing things with my left side because I got used to this. So it developed in a certain way. And this is like more like power. And I realized that when I do, yes, I can mimic it, but it's not as impactful as far. It feels awkward. So you gotta train both if you really want to be a shapeshifter. Okay. Improve your jaw. Old trick. Chew the bubble gum. I heard about that one. Can you show some defense? Okay. Well, as I said, I don't have a pad holder right now because that would be easier to see. But let me show you something on the back. So what you can do And to get good, it's a cool way to do it. So just push the back, and you're like, okay? You see what I did? I just pushed the back. You can do it in many ways. For example, bump. Just like one at a time. Again. A different one again. Let's repeat that one. So you can try this exercise. It's actually quite cool. Do you imagine what the beating Sugar Ray Leonard would give Mayweather? Yeah, I can imagine. A sugar rush. Okay. I'm keep going, guys. Okay. Actually, if you want to see more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is like a side step. So it's a good way. So let me show you. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and just a side step. Literally shifting the angle, throwing that punch as just like a basically pushing away your opponent. Okay. Yeah, I would be a flyweight. So I would be right now I'm 54 kg, and I would go down all the way to the 50 or 51. 112 in pounds. Okay, this is 112 pounds. I'm teeny tiny. Okay, but
112 pounds is what you would be flying.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So, okay, so defensive one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and boom, side step. Okay, so like 1, 2, 3, and you can do the right side as well. Depends whatever side leaves you on. So it's like 1, 2, 3. In this one, it would make sense to do the right side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, bump, left. Yeah, it's a quite effective one to switch the angles, because you cannot just keep going backwards forever. So you just do backwards a little bit, bump. Especially if they're offensive enough, that's a good way to catch them. In a random question, do you think a grappler could beat you? Well, in MMA, yes. In grappling, yes. In boxing, I don't think so. Obviously, my size, my weight, my gender, all that kind of stuff, you know? Okay. Okay, what do you... Mayweather Jr. stopped impressing me when he handpicked fights. So a lot of people say that. That's fair enough. Okay, keep going, babe.
I would say that the third one is a good question.
What was the good question?
Can you generate more power when you put on footwear?
Oh yeah, absolutely yes.
But trade without
Yeah.
shoes most of the time.
Yeah, I've been training without the shoes for a while, and
Feel the difference.
yeah, because the special wear shoes, they create a better friction, and you just generate a better power because of you're more stable. Okay, so let's do, for example, let's go a little bit of rolls as well. Okay, so the rolls, how you train that? You can put on the string, or just the string from one corner of the ring to another, and you just roll and train like this, okay? Backwards and forward, bump, 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 bump. Okay? Then you do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? And you can do 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay? So that kind of stuff. And let's do it on the back too. So for example, I'm like on a distance, bump. You can just get in, like it doesn't have to be always slip. You can do bump, thumb. So I'm actually gonna show you both versions. So after jab, It does not always happen that you have to follow it with the cross. What you can do is jab, and then there are two ways. You gotta slip and go lever shot, back, head, or you go lever shot and head cross. That's a good one. So we're gonna stick to that one now, and then we do another version, okay? So, bump. I'm like, bump. And it doesn't have to be necessarily that impactful bump. It has to be longer. Bump and bump, bump, bump. Okay? And then you see, I do 1, 2, and I push myself. Like that last one was just for the safety. Okay, so. Okay? You can finish with the third one, of course. Like, why not? But yeah, sometimes you just leave it there. Sometimes you do like a 2, 3. You do the 3 punchers. Yeah. Anyways, have you been punched by a body punch? I actually been punched by liver shot, liver punch by a guy. That was my good friend. It's like it wasn't his fault. We're just light sparring, but all of a sudden he was like, she lost it, like a full skate, and I dropped, and I was 5 minutes on the ground. Like, liver shots are not fun, especially when you get it for a man, if you're a woman, and a heavier weight. So yeah, those things happen. But again, those kind of things, they happen, and they stay in the gym, because then no one does that on the purpose unless they're complete assholes, and there's usually other people are always giving them the consequences and, you know, keep them accountable. But usually, yeah, those things that don't happen on purpose. That's why I'm quite used to, like, when I train people, sometimes they miss the punch, hit me in the face. It happened to with my husband, obviously not the full force, but he kind of caught me, and I just don't have a reaction anymore, because those kind of things happen, and it's again, it's not on purpose. Okay, keep going on. So it was 1, 2, like slip right here, liver shot, full rotation, the head shot, and then upper hook. So, okay. Yeah. Feels good. No, my stamina is getting better. Like a few months ago, I was dying. I was dying to do that in that pace. Now, my priority is to be able to, you know, relax, explode, and not get tired. Boxing is more about endurance. It's absolutely easy. Endurance, every professional fighter and boxer I asked from their experience, everyone says, if you're an amateur, if you want to start doing professional career, work on fucking stamina. It is one of the main aspects. Obviously, you train power, you train skill, you train technique, all that comes over time. But if you have a better stamina than your opponent, you won. Most of the cases, you won. How often do you train boxing? Pretty much daily, but I don't do heavy sessions all the time, you know, like sometimes, like here today, I just do technique. I do like a certain working on certain combinations, trying to think about it, always visualize. Sometimes it's just a cardio, rope skipping, stuff like that. Sometimes it's a footwork separately. Soon it's gonna be more sparrings, like sparring sessions, technical sparrings, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, gradually getting prepared. Are you a coach? If you're not, you would be a great coach. Thank you very much. And I am a coach, but not in professional sports, not in professional boxing. But one day, after I get my experience in pro boxing and I keep doing what I'm teaching or explaining and sharing, I really would. I would want to be one of the great female coaches. Why not? I feel that I'm naturally a trainer, a teacher. Okay, I'll keep scrolling. Why I'm saying keep scrolling? Because I say that in the chat usually, like I keep scrolling up the chat. Keep boxing. Keep boxing. Okay, let's do like a roll. For example, jab, roll. So as much as you do sleep, it can be jab, roll, and that gives a comfortable position, like being closer. So you don't want to do jab, roll. You don't want to do it here. The purpose is to get in, you go in, and then you're right in the closest distance you can. Stomach, stomach, and head in the end. In this case, it's just the perfect setting for it, okay? So it's like, okay? Yeah, feels good. Get it, girl. I taught. Thank you. Appreciate it. MMA, so the difference, you have to learn fighting styles. I'm a boxer, guys. I'm not MMA. I talk about MMA sometimes because I watch MMA and I like watching mixed martial arts, but I'm a boxer, so I'm gonna do boxing. This is a strong, independent woman. Looks like. Well, the funny enough is that me and my husband have a joke that when I'm like with him, I'm a girly girl. Obviously, not in a serious situations, but like when it's all chill, all good, I'm like, baby, I need your help in my independence. Like, I need the support in the independence. So I mean, come on, say it.
What?
Come on,
What do you usually say?
well, like, yeah, however you say that.
I say you ask me to support you in your independence.
Yeah, so come on, come in, let's just say hi.
Okay, baby. Hi.
That
She
guy
asks
supports me in
all the
independence.
time, all the time to support her in her independence.
Yeah.
Support me in my independence, baby.
I need the support in my independence by my beautiful husband. Okay. Well, actually, a new way of MMA training, like a new fighters do that. They train everything separate. And it actually makes sense. Train boxing with a pro boxer, but train it like pick up the MMA setting for it. Train wrestling, Olympic wrestling with the Olympians. Like, don't train only with other MMA fighters, because like it's evolving to the extent that it's getting way crazier. And I think Ilia Topuria trains that way. He trains boxing separate, wrestling separate, this separate, that separate. And then it's like he puts that in as the pieces of the puzzle, and this is what we're getting. That's why we're getting such a clean technique in pretty much whatever he's doing. Train each style in their own environment and combine it in the ring. You still have to do a little bit of handicap, hand pick and some stuff, especially boxing. You cannot just do like MMA, like only like pure boxing. You still have to be cautious because it's way more potential damage and risks are in MMA fights. But like I think Ilia Topuria is one of the best who is doing so far at like the way how he's executing boxing, and especially like when he's shorter and like that type of boxing. I think it's very cool. Okay, keep going, guys. Keep going, guys. Okay, now the good training is also, and that's way better and way more fun to do it like with the sparring partner. But you do like a pick sparring, so you're picking like you're picking each other, you know, like you're catching with a single punch, you know, like, you see, like, like that kind of stuff, That is a cool one, but I think I'm actually getting tired, guys. I really am. Whew. Yeah. Gotta take a little break. Do we have water left, babe? Whew. Those are some respectful punches I've seen in my life. Thank you, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. You're doing great. Thank you. I'm trying. Like everyone else, I'm trying and training it. You know, just Elia is phenomenal. Well, yeah, so far he's doing great. He really does. You do Southpaw and Orthodox. I'm trying to implement elements to it. Like now, for example, I've been training the entire live stream. There was like 1, 2, and you know, you just switch it. You don't have to do like a perfect southpaw. And honestly, on the paper, I kind of can do it, but I don't feel that comfortable. So to me, what would make sense is like 1, 2, bam, bam. You know, kind of switch that in the combination, learn that properly. The only thing that is a little bit odd actually is right jab to me. This one I gotta train more, because when I do rotation on the left side, it actually feels good. This jab is trained quite well because I bam, bam, like it's quite trained, bam, bam, bam. Like it works this way. Everything is a matter of practice. Bonjour, hi. Shevchenko versus you, let it go. Shevchenko is one of my favorite female fighters. I think she's very, very well-rounded, great fighter. I think she's cool, very cool. She's like a real-life Black Widow character, and what can I say? She's gonna kick my ass in MMA, that's for sure. Okay, I'll keep scrolling up. I love how fluid she is. She moves effortlessly. Well, it wasn't like this always. It's a training, and especially the last few months. And I gotta tell you one thing, guys. I started this channel from sprint training, and 10 months of sprinting did a miraculous thing with my boxing. So I didn't train boxing almost at all in that entire time. And then when I decided, okay, I'm gonna start grinding on the boxing and like trying to keep it up, it was like, what? Like even just a single like ability to bounce, okay? Just move. You don't have to do it all the time, but like conditioning wise, you're gonna be able to do that as long as you can, you know, like many rounds. And I was like, it's easy. And because of in sprinting, it's like 8 skips and P skips, like that kind of stuff. I really took my time to learn that kind of stuff. Okay, my hip flexors became stronger, so it's easier to, you know, like navigate it. Because before I always had this sense of dragging my legs, you know, like, and you see a lot of boxers have that problem. A lot of female boxers especially, you know, their legs are not, their footwork is not that good because their legs are not that strong. Sprinting changed it. Just sprint training. That's why I'm very excited to get back to sprint training and, you know, try to make a under 12 seconds on the 100 meters. That's my goal. I'm also going to use it as a conditioning training for boxing. But as I said, like all this like this kind of stuff did a miracle. There's some sports, there's some training methods and disciplines that really complement each other. Okay, I keep scrolling up. Ilia Topuria would sleep you in 20 seconds. Ilia Topuria would sleep you in the 20 seconds as well. Yeah, I've seen that he's like actually a restaurant bar fight, and he didn't start that fight. There was someone literally almost your height or something pushed him away because he was like, they wanted to, I don't know, it was like a drunk guy, and he literally like he swung that overhead right in that guy's face and knocked him out flat. Like the guy has a few division power. Like you cannot take that away from him. Okay. I'm boxing Brazilian. That's good. Good for you. That's cool. Okay. Okay. What about the footwork? So have you tried the drills like bam, like, you know, the extensing? It's like a. Do you remember Usyk doing that? Do you remember Usyk doing that? Like, you know, you gotta be able to dance, you know, pop. You gotta be able to dance if you're doing boxing, okay? What's my favorite combo? As I said, I love combos that let me get in. For example, one of the favorite ones is 1, I'll show you from here. So like 1, 2, sleep with a step in, cross, hook, for example, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of stuff. Another one is jab, hook, uppercut, like. So there are quite many that I'm practicing, adapting to my style and that kind of stuff, you know. Anyways. I gotta drink more water. I really do. I really freaking do. Who is your favorite boxer? There are quite many, but Tyson is for number 1, Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, and Manny Pacquiao, and well, Golden, George Foreman, Usyk, definitely Ukrainian boxers. Again, the list goes on and on. There are many, but Tyson, like I always put Tyson like number 1. I think his style, like they've never been the same Tyson ever again. Gervonta Davis, he had some traits, like we gotta be honest, like this guy has some power and some explosion. Obviously he's different weight class, so the oldest champion, Bernard Hopkins, I already said that, yeah. And also obviously like this, I've been watching recently the four king era, so it was right after Ali, Foreman, Frazier, and you know, people was like, okay, the boxing's not never gonna be the same, and then we have the 4 kings. Look it up. Roberto Duran, Thorns, and 2 more. Sorry, forgot the surnames. What about women boxing? Women boxing, like prominent ones, old school is, I think Lucia Riker. She wasn't only doing boxing, I think she was doing Muay Thai. She's one of the women who fought an average Muay Thai fighter and showed that despite her skill and stuff, like it's just like a woman against a man is a no to go, even in the same weight class. But she was great. She actually was like a very damaging female boxer. And well, Clarissa Shields, she's like a 5-division champion, and she's like a she doesn't have that many knockouts, I think, but she's like very offensive boxer, and for her weight, she moves very well. Laila Ali was a knockout artist, and have you heard about Clarissa Shields and Laila having a match? I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but definitely would look at it. Katie Taylor, when it comes to the like really being like technically. The technique-wise, I really do like her, especially her offensive footwork. Like, she's quite good. Well, she fought with Amanda Serrano. Serrano is like there are some female boxers that are quite good, and it just for women it takes a little bit. It's not a little bit more. It takes quite a lot more to be as explosive as possible. Like we're never gonna be as powerful and as explosive as men. That's just not to go. But like being like having a maximal potential of being like explosiveness, like I'm trying to work on that. Like I don't want to be just sluggish and like okay 1, 2, 3. I like I rather put that work in and see where's my true potential. So I think more and more female fighters and boxers and like Muay Thai, kickboxers are on that scale. And I actually think that Muay Thai, MMA, and kickboxing have even more prominent women. If you look some of the UFC, if you look some one championship fights, female fights on one championship are like super entertaining and super cool. And yeah, that's my opinion. Boxers have a rhythm. If you break it, you can easily win. I go all in straw 5 punches without the break. That's how I did to defeat the boxers. Maybe average boxer. That's 15 punches. Unless you're very, very good, having very good offense, and if you're like a weight bully in your weight class or all that kind of stuff, But trust me, a good boxer, it's like a chess player. Bench press almost has nothing about to do with the fighting unless you're a tank, but tank can arm punch you asleep. I mean, obviously any resistance, like a strength-oriented training does something, but like for combat, for the chest, the best one is like a landmine push when you have the one side of the bar. This one is the best one to train for the strength. So you do like a heavier weight, bump up, slowly down, bump up, slowly down. For back, I do pull-ups. You know, pull-ups, some calisthenic elements on the upper body are great for strength development. Shoulders, military press. Yeah, there's some stuff. Okay, I keep scrolling. How old are you and where did you start? When did you start boxing? Adil UFC asked, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. It's very sweet of you. I started boxing basically 9-10 years ago. That's actually been a while, and I started amateur boxing. I was in the national team of Georgia. I won nationals, obviously. I did some team camps. I did a lot of open ring sparrings, my gym hosting or going to some other gyms and basically having the heavy sparring sessions, which was basically like a fight, like a competition, because that was like that was for us to get used to a competitive, like the pressure. And I had some international competition experience, but just sparring wise, they didn't allow me to compete because I was 17 years old. So that was in Dagestan, Makhachkala, by the way. And after that, I retired early for some reasons. Then I became a personal trainer after a certain gap. Then I kept training with stuff. I started training physically, all that kind of stuff. And every now and then I was like a sparring partner for other female boxers, some of my friends. And last time I did a sparring was 2 years ago. So since then, around 10 months ago, or almost a year ago now, I started sprint training. So I refocused completely on the track and field, started this YouTube channel. And then it's kind of, I don't know, it contributed in my boxing so much. You have no idea. Like my legs started flying, even without having any stamina or that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, let me just actually start getting to it. And essentially, I decided, you know what, why wouldn't I get back to competing and actually start doing like we're thinking to do like an amateur or professional, but because we have a lot of traveling scheduled and me and my husband basically travel around and there's so many opportunities coming in, most likely it's going to be just starting a pro record, basically just from the fight to the fight, and prepare and keep training whatever we're going to be. We have quite a big fighting community around us and boxing community, so that wouldn't be a problem. And yeah, essentially, now I'm at the stage when I'm training my conditioning. That's what I do. I train technique. I trying some new things. For example, before, years ago, this was my style. This is it, and I wouldn't even bounce that much. Like this was my style, you know, kind of thing. And I was like, I was very stiff, and I was like, you know, 17, 18 at this point, turning 18. Now, like I found that to me, like catching, slipping works very well. You know, obviously with the head movement, but I like my head keep up. You know, some like to drop them, fine. I like to keep them up, keep it that way, so that resembles the pad shape. Reason why? Because in those 3 years, I got the experience of holding pads for heavy guys. Isn't it true, babe? Chris? Do I hold the pads for heavy guys?
Yes.
Yes, I definitely do. So, yeah. And basically, just keep scrolling up, guys. Yeah. No, I learned it like I'll tell you the story if you want to know. Actually, write in the chat if you want to know how I learned to hold pads for a male boxer, like how that started. Because at some point I was scared to do that, and like I couldn't do it. But there is this whole story behind it, and if you want to know that story, write in the chat and I'll tell you. But anyway, style-wise, so here, I like to, like, for example, pam, pam. Catch that, pam, pam. Pam, pam. You know, you can do like both, like, you know, so keep those hands here, you know, like use them to catch the opponent's punches and then grind, like almost immediately explode right into their range. Then, for example, my footwork, I wasn't that bouncy. Now I'm bouncing a lot, doing a lot of this, even though I might not do that in the competition and in the actual boxing sparring, especially in the pros. I might not do that all the time, but I'm training myself to be able to do that all the time. Why? Because footwork is one of the things, one of the key aspects to outbox your opponent. Another thing, apart from, you know, like technique-wise, Morrison copied his high elbow style. Joe was a shorter fighter, that makes more impressive. He had problems with Georgia because he loved to cover the hands, which Jones does. Yeah, that's true. It's a good point. Can you do some low kick combos? I technically can do, but it's my boxing training right now, so I don't want to do that at this point. I can like 1, 2, like a basic lower kick, low kick. I can do those kind of combos. But anyways, another thing, because I'm a shorter, even though I decided to go completely down in my weight class, completely different weight class, meaning that I can have maybe even height advantage, or at least the opponent's height advantage is not that big, it still makes sense to me. Like, I was taught to do like a Soviet style boxing for taller people, basically, and I was always struggling with taller people. So essentially what I understood is, from this position, like this is the angle, okay? So you do pam, pam, right here, right to your opponent's chin, because if you're there, it goes, that's the most vulnerable area to punch from here. So that's why you're not trying to do this when you're shorter, you try to do this, pam. So slightly, shoulder up, I keep my shoulders up, and I always, when I throw the punch, I actually cover my cheek with my shoulder. Bum, 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 like pulling the string, bum, straightly. So this is how I trained myself to throw straight punches, for example. How many techniques do you know? I would say I know a mix of the techniques. I cannot tell you that I can do all the techniques right now without watching at least. I gotta watch the video, you know, try to copy technique and understand what is it about. But I have elements of different, like I definitely have some Soviet style, like pum, 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 like that kind of stuff. Definitely more like a, I would say maybe a little bit of Mexican, some sort of stuff, like pum, pum, like, you know, like doo, doo, doo. Like a harder, more explosive punches and grinding in. I definitely use that element too. Defensive footwork. I don't do Philly shell, like this just didn't work for me. And as I said, like to me, I prefer to like control it from different sides. This angle doesn't really, I don't really execute it that efficiently. But yeah, anyway, so there are certain things that I readjusted, changed completely, and it just came from experience and watching more fights, watching the boxing history, understanding. I watch a lot of male fighters. I mean, I watch females too, but there's still majority of boxers are male, and majority of the greatest boxers are male, right? So I don't see the point why as a woman you wouldn't watch who is the best out of best, regardless being man or woman. And technically, as much as your body lets you to reproduce that potential, that power, that speed, train it. Why not? You know, I think that could be something cool. And yeah, they're definitely, I think that is definitely possible. I never compare to men. Men are stronger, but men also made me stronger. Like in the fighting community, boxing community, I think the best men I met actually are coming from those communities, because they're very helpful. They understand the hard work, they understand the pressure, and they're just willing to help. That's been my most of my experience. So yeah. Keep talking, I'm listening. Yeah, if you're willing to, stick around and listen. Studying old and new fighters, yeah, that's the good point. I find that older fighters have more open styles, as much as this like phenomenons like Bernard Hopkins and sorry, not Bernard like Bernard Hopkins was amazing, but I'm talking, I was meant to say Sugar Ray Robinson, for example. Like some of his fights are not even recorded because it was just TV was a new thing, for example, right? And like he was phenomenal. So the footwork thing I think started coming quite earlier, but the styles were like bum bum bum, like they were keeping like da da, like their hands like this. So boxing became way more defensive style evolved as a result of a development of efficient, very powerful, explosive offensive styles, and it just happened over time, and we have like a different generations of more evolution and just getting better and better. Oh, and Wolf, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Lila Lee. Well, there's sometimes like everyone is running from everyone, or there's just a reason why their fights now don't happen. And Wolf is powerful. She was powerful. What country are you from? I'm from Georgia. Sakatvelo, Kenatsvale, like a dancing. Have you ever seen, I bet you've seen a Georgian dance from Merab, like a men's part, but you haven't seen a female part. So it's, and a lot of people don't know, but before combat sports, from 6 years old, around 6 to 8 years, I've been dancing Georgian dances. So it's like, like that kind of dance. It's like this kind of stuff. So dancing definitely has its impact. And my discipline, willing to do hard work. I think dancing was that period was actually the most cruelest. Like in the sports, it felt more like a family, and in sports, actually, the coach could come to you and say, "That's okay, you can rest today if you feel sick." And when I was dancing, like you gotta have to do everything perfect, and I had to do like this thing, for example, like 100 times, like keep it like. Like perfect all the time. So that was quite a tough period, but I'm glad I went through it because that gave me a discipline and the willing to grind for boxing. Okay. So you can for sure switch stances. I'm kind of working on it. I potentially can, like form-wise, like I can, okay? But my right jab is not there, if you know what I mean. I haven't practiced it because you gotta grind that jab separately. When I've been just starting boxing, 70% of work was jab, especially every post-Soviet or Soviet school. It heavily relies on the jab work. So your jab has to be very quick, very agile, and yeah, that's the only thing. But I feel good from like punching, boom. I think because my left jab developed quite well. I can do boom. I can switch the stance and go like left cross quite efficiently. Dancing must have a lot with staying loose. Yes, it definitely does. It gives a little bit more grace. Like you're not tough you're not heavy like this. You're just like easy, like pum 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 pum, pum 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 pum, pum 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 pum, pum 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 pum. Just keep it easy. When you fight in the US, send me 2 tickets. Well, hopefully one day, gonna do some fights in the US too. PMS for women, it is down there. That would change. Let me say a couple words about a period, menstruation. That might be a topic that don't talk about it kind of thing, but it's biology. So even as a coach, when you train a female professional fighter or an athlete in general, that's like a cycle. You got to know their cycle, gonna consider some stuff. There are some days that you just actually better let them recover. Works for men too. Sometimes you gotta give your athlete a time off and recover that neural system, recover their body, rather than just keep following the program and the plan, but essentially being completely worn out, sleep deprived, dehydrated, all that kind of stuff. So that's not good, right? So for women, you also consider the cycle. And to me, since I am coach for myself at this point, I have some coaches back in Georgia that I'm gonna work with, but mentally I'm coaching my own self. And I always tell myself, you know what? As much as there are days that I just let myself rest, or I do something light, I do at least something. But I also, usually first day I let it chill, but then second day I grind, I keep keeping it up, and I still try to do my best. Because as a woman, I think it's a good mentality for female athletes, and just keep that in mind. If you're a girl here watching me right now, just hear me out. At your weakest state, hormonally, hormone-wise, and like psychologically, that is the weakest state that you can have. And sometimes you end up that you gotta compete in that state. But guess what? If you can do the best at that state, imagine what you can do when you are in your peak. So, as an athlete, you're just gonna deal whatever you have to deal with, and just use it as your strength. She was with DDP, LOL. Well, I think a lot of professional fighters also said that they thought that DDP would just let Khamzat get tired. But props to Khamzat, he did control, like a wrestling control. He executed his plan perfectly. Yes, you were telling that. That's correct. That's correct. But he did not choke out DDP. Huh. Anyways, yeah, that was.
Yeah, but you know when he
What?
landed 584 shots.
Yes, I know, and
He landed 54.
yes, baby. Why? Because he had the crucified
The previous record was
by my.
The greatest fighter in the world. Never lost a fight. Never lost a round.
Nurmagomedov, you're talking.
No.
The GSP.
No.
We're talking.
Greatest fighter ever. He's never lost a round.
Jones?
No, he fought against Jones. He lost, but by a technicality.
What are you talking?
Tell us who is the greatest fighter in the world who's never lost a round. Never lost anything. Ever.
I cannot remember who you're talking about.
Oh, it's his name. No.
Anyways, if you don't remember a name, don't bring it up. Anyways, what we were even talking about? Okay, DDP. Well, as I said, my honest opinion, the only thing.
Chael Sonnen, somebody in the.
Oh yeah.
He never lost a round. Never lost. He never.
Chael. Oh man, yeah.
Chael Sonnen had the previous record. He had 331 hits in one fight.
Yeah. Now I remember that. But anyways, yeah, basically, but that's what's gonna happen to the division now. I mean, unless someone who is good, a brilliant wrestler, but also a brilliant boxer and better striker than Khamzat, and as good wrestler as him, everyone's gonna have the same fate. I think Khamzat just gonna keep doing the same record. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyways. Yeah, but I think Charleston and never lost a round. Did he actually never lost a round? I don't believe that.
He never even got hit.
Oh yeah, of course.
It was a quid. Like he thought, like for instance, when they say he lost to Silva, he misunderstood the rules. He thought he was just tapping on the shoulder, saying, "Good job, good hold."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we love Uncle Chal. He's a sharp mouse, that's for sure. I'm not listening to some gym bunny to try to talk about fighters like she knows what she talks about. LMAO, worst takes I have heard while being in here. Well, Ro, you can keep scrolling up with the stuff. Like, just watch something else.
Well, you can fuck right off, and I'm blocking you.
Well, Chris is blocking you.
Fuck off.
That's okay. You can just do whatever. Be happy with your life. Okay, with Southpaw working on the right jab, that is a wise investment. Super from you and your coaching. I mean, yeah, as I said, when every boxer, guys, whoever doing boxing, and you have one stance trained, if you're not a shapeshifter, if you do like bum, like you train, let's say you're orthodox, it feels different in your jab. Like your left hand is something different. It feels different. And then once you switch it, you're like, it just feels like you're just starting. You're a complete amateur. So that's what I'm talking about. Yes, technically, obviously, I can't just recreate that movement, but I gotta do the same work that I did on the left hand. And I think it actually makes sense. I think it's a good contribution. That's not what a lot of people do. And why wouldn't I do that? Boxers talking UFC, AMAO. Well, people who don't even fight and train at all talk about UFC, so why wouldn't I? I mean, I'm watching it and definitely have my own interests, and I'm not preaching anything here, just sharing my opinion about some stuff, and my opinion can be wrong, and I already paid for some of my opinions with the 50 push-ups, but essentially, the most thing I'm talking about fighters is I'm actually preaching one thing to people: respect everyone who steps in the cage and on the ring, guys. Like, one thing I don't like in a fan base and like that fan mentality, that people literally talk about fucking professional fighters like they are a puppets or something. Like, come on, guys. Those are people who went through hell, grinding their way up through, probably are better than me, you, and all of you together. So everyone who is at that level, especially, you gotta give them a respect. And I think we, in our community, we share that mentality.
Anyone who steps in.
Yeah, anyone who steps in the ring, who dares to do that in octagon, they deserve the respect. And in my channel, I never gonna disrespect and call names like to any fighter. I might say something that I dislike about them, same as like what I like about them, but I'm never gonna call names and that kind of stuff. So that's one thing we're talking here in this channel. And if you disagree with that, you can just scroll up. Todd says, the red hat, don't listen to haters. I've been watching your training since your sprint videos. Your boxing is very crisp. Todd, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I usually don't point out haters. I just keep like scrolling and don't focus on it. But sometimes I just pick one thing because I want to remind people here that why I'm here and why a lot of people who are watching with me, and I already consider like a great people in the community that me and my husband try and create. We're here to train, to motivate each other, to create the respect and positivity, and you know, just to do some good stuff, you know. And whoever disagrees with that, doesn't understand that, that's okay. They're free to go. If they're gonna be disrespectful in the chat, they're gonna be forcefully let go. Anything cool you do in life, there is trolls and haters. That's true. That's true, guys. You just gotta ignore it. Just don't even look at it. That's yeah. We actually, I think the gym. Oh man, I think the gym is closing now, and we're gonna wrap it up. But guys, I'm done with my training, and thank you very much for being here, engaging in the chat, for all super chat donations. I appreciate you all. Most of you, almost all of you, are great. And yeah, let me just read a couple more stuff from the chat, and then we'll wrap it up. Thanks for sharing your opinion and views on the topic, and thanks Chris and yourself for your responses. Appreciate it, Kay. Thank you for good words. Dart says, trolls and haters, aka someone with an opposite opinion. opposite opinion is fine. We actually engage in quite a lot of like a, let's call it a debate or just conversations. I always say you gotta agree to disagree, but there is a way how you express it. I mean, if you call like a name, it's not opinion, it's just being disrespectful. And I just, it's my channel. I just don't want that to be in my chat. I don't want people who enjoy certain things here, like watching my channel, I don't want them to see that. That's it. So you feel free to share your opinion, but actually state some facts and make some points. Just watching you motivates me to start Get Fit, and I'm glad to hear that. And absolutely, just go do that. And I believe that you're also going to motivate someone with your motivation. That's how it works. I want to learn boxing. In how many months I can learn it? Well, you got to dedicate whatever time it takes. It really depends. You just got to start and dedicate yourself to it as long as it's needed. And at that point, you're definitely going to achieve something. Thank you, Red Hat. You're welcome, Todd. Okay, keep scrolling up, guys. Thank you very much again. Did state some facts. I said Chal lost 17 times. I didn't see that one, but we were joking about it. Just Chal's on and talking about himself like he's the greatest and that kind of stuff. Like all that talk here was the reference to that. Obviously, on the record. Yeah. Anyways, yes. That's you probably misunderstood the sarcasm. Okay, guys, but you been amazing. Thank you very much, and I see you in the next live stream. Have a good day or a good night.